the social media. So we're going to expound on this new book. It is called Insights from the Avatar, Volume 1. It's a compilation of 108 clips from Swamiji's past satsang, some of the very powerful cognition that he gave during the satsang, and people have done a great job in compiling them. So I decided to start this book because it contains a lot of very insightful truth that every seeker should know. So each week I would like to explore on 4 clips, so that we can finish by hopefully 27 weeks, because there are 108 of them. So with that, let's enter into Swamiji's words. He say in this book, he says, whenever a sincere seeker melts down in the deep trust and relaxes, the transmission of the lamp happens automatically, whether you are sitting physically with me or not. This is the power of satsang. So this is what Swamiji shared with the world, that how when you are able to sit with him, whether not, doesn't matter whether you are not physically in front of him, whenever you're seated, even on YouTube, in a session like this, if you're able to melt down in deep trust and the click happens, basically the Guru has transmitted that the powerful cognition of the truth to you, that which helps to awaken the consciousness in all of us. So that is the power of satsang. That's why as a Guru, they constantly give live satsang, that means discourses. In other words for satsang. Satsang is a Sanskrit word. So today we're going to uncover 4 very powerful clicks in Swamiji's past satsang. And some of them is something that actually gave me very, very, very much the strength to live my life. Some of these clicks has still with me whenever I has become part of me. Okay, so let's enter into the first click. Okay, the first insight. So the first insight, was a question asked by a sincere seeker. Guru's grace or self-effort? He said, what is it that is really working for the seeker? Is it self-effort or Guru's grace? So he gave this answer, very, very, very clear truth or instruction for seekers. See, we just celebrated Guru Purnima, right? The whole celebration on Sunday, celebrating the happening of the Guru in one's life. And this question is about Guru-disciple relationship. How to receive the grace of the Guru. So listen very carefully, because this question is one of the most important problems seekers face in their life. If you're a seeker, you will face this question. So, and the good thing that this whoever asked this question, is it self-effort or Guru's grace? So Swamiji gave a direct answer to this question. He said, if it is self-effort, why do we need Guru, right? Then he said, if it is Guru's grace, why do we need self-effort? So these were the questions that people may be wondering, right? He said, if Guru's going to grace you, then you don't need to do anything, you just wait for Guru to shower, right? And then he said, if it's self-effort, then everything is your own doing, your own achievement, then why do you need a Guru? Why find Guru, right? So this question may have come from some intellectual understanding of this Guru-disciple relationship. So he said, let me give this answer once and for all. He said, I'm solving this paradox, this problem once and for all. He said, understand, you need to have self-effort to be in Guru's grace. See, before a Guru happens in your life, you must have done certain self-effort. Raising yourself, aligning yourself to consciousness, becoming more intense in your seeking, or becoming interested about life, the truth in life. Otherwise, you will not even, a guru will not appear. There's always a saying, when the student is ready, the guru appear, right? So when the disciple is ready, the guru appear. So same thing, you need to put in the self-effort, then the gurus will happen in your life. It happened for my case as well. I remember when I started aligning my life, because when I first came to yoga, before I came to yoga, my life, I was in shambles. Body aches, a lot of incompletion, a lot of anger, frustration, etc. Violent, you name it. So I knew that something is not right with me, and my body was aching, I remember. So I started yoga. I think it was yoga would lead me to the guru, because the yoga was like a trigger that awakens the intelligence in me to seek the higher truth. Then from that, kind of the authenticity to understand more about yoga led me to meet Swamiji. So same way, you need to have certain self-effort to be in the Guru's grace. The Guru's will happen when you make that self-effort. And he also said that you need to have Guru's grace to have self-effort. Understand? So after you receive Guru's grace, you need to, you need to have his grace in order to continue with your self-effort. Many people I've seen, after they receive the Guru's grace, they become lazy. They don't do anything. Oh, I'm Swamiji, you take care. Oh, Swamiji, will do everything for you. You don't have to do anything. So no, you have to continue with your self-effort, because that self-effort will continue to have the Guru's grace continue to shower on you. So he said, both are not contradictory. Both are not, mutually exclusive. Understand? So next slide. So he said that when you catch Guru's grace, right? When you receive the Guru's grace, put your self-effort to be in that grace. Whatever you need to do, then Guru shower his grace on you. Continue to put your self-effort so that you are in that grace to receive that whole blessing, whole, fortune. Avoid all the negativity you may carry about the Guru and you. That's where he said, remove all your SPH, your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial patterns, right? Or any kind of doubt or any kind of life negative thought current that you carry about Guru and yourself. He said, avoid all that, because when you have the Guru's grace, take the inspiration from him and start the self-effort. Like for instance, you receive the initiation, let's say in the morning darshan, right? Morning Swamiji is giving darshan every day at 7 a.m. Singapore time. When you receive his initiation, let's say initiation into liberated from all karmas, okay? Once he already done the initiation, doesn't mean that you can just, oh, Swamiji has liberated me from all karma, now I can just don't care what I'm doing and just, because he will take care of all my karma, correct? You cannot just think that he will do everything for you because you have that Guru's grace. No, he said, but you need to continue with your self-effort so that you don't create more karma, right? You need to make sure that you don't go and spin off more and more karma. That's why he said, you take care you don't create more agamya. That means those karma that, that you created in this birth. He said, just work on those karma you brought to this body, your prarabdha karma are the karma you came down to exhaust. See, each soul come down with certain karma, right? Whether it's for enlightenment or whether it's to contribute to the humanity in some way or another, right? So all that prarabdha karma which make you assume this form, this body, you need to make the self-effort when you receive the Guru's grace. Make the self-effort so that you exhaust all the prarabdha karma that you have come down for. Then the Guru's grace will burn all your sanchita karma, all your karmic bank since beginning of the first body you take, for instance. So you need to continue with the self-effort. Many people just relax and just become taking Guru for granted, the Guru's grace for granted, and that's the worst thing, because he can, once you don't continue with the self-effort, you may not have the Guru's grace in the future anymore. So when you are making the self-effort, make the effort to be in Guru's grace as well. When you have Guru's grace, use the grace to create self-effort. So both should fit each other. You need to have self-effort to sit in the Guru's grace, to be soaked in Guru's grace every day. Understand? So don't think that a lot of people, I will be able to, sit with Swamiji. To even sit with him, you need Guru's grace. To even have Guru Bhakti, the love for the Guru, it is his grace. Understand? The connection with him is his grace, not something a given. Only by his grace, only you can. When he said, only when my eyes fall on you, you can even fall in love with me. If my eyes don't fall on you, you can't even fall in love with me. You cannot have Guru Bhakti. So that is the the essence of these questions that he answered. Any question? Next slide. Everyone is clear? So let's contemplate a little bit on this insight, okay? And if you have any question, you can type on the chat. I'm quite happy to, answer if needed. Let me just see. Okay, any question? If you understand completely what Swamiji is trying to reveal the truth about the Guru-disciple relationship in terms of how to continuously receive the Guru's grace. I've seen that many people, after they receive the Guru's grace, they never make the self-effort. And as a result of that, they fall out of Guru's grace. The Guru's grace stop flowing through them. And then that's where, trouble comes. Like they go into some abuse of Sangha, abuse of people, without knowing that, for instance, Sangha is part of Guru. See, Swamiji said that Linga, basically is his form, his teaching, and Sangha. There are three, he is in this three body, right? Sangha is also his extension. So there are people say, I just follow Swamiji, but I don't want to be part of the Sangha. I don't care what the Sangha is happening. I just want to connect with him directly. I just want to be. Say, no. The Sangha is also part of his extended body to train us, to evolve us. So remember to have self-effort. Put in the self-effort to receive the Guru's grace. Once you're in the once you receive the grace, continue your self-effort. So you should not stop the self-effort part. Okay. Any other question? Yes, clear? Thumbs up. Hey, Ma Chandrasekhara Priya. Is it Chandrasekhara Priya? Can you turn on the camera so I can see you? Anadyata, still can you turn on? Huh? Okay. If there's no question, let me go to the second insight. So the second insight Swamiji gave is, he said, desires are like insatiable fire. Means what? Can never be satisfied. Like a greed can never be satisfied. So he said, no desire, no pattern can be fulfilled by going through the action of fulfilling it. So listen carefully. Let's say you have a desire to, let's say, something, whether it's to become super rich, okay? He said that desire even can never be fulfilled by going through the action, Okay, let's understand what he's trying to impart in this insight. He said, going into the act itself will not give you the fulfillment. Let's say you're here, at the end of the day, everyone is to seek fulfillment, right? Not for name and fame, not for all the dollars or in the zeros in the bank balance, but is to live a fulfilled life, right? So sometimes the mind will say, oh, if I go to the act of this engraved memories, engram, whether eating or listening or seeing or physical touch pleasure, right? Like physical pleasure. I may get out of this pattern, get out of this engram, I will feel release and relief. Like for instance, people feel like, oh, I have this craving for this certain food, desire to certain food pattern, okay? You say, oh, let me just eat it so that I can be satisfied and go beyond it, okay? so what Swamiji said that you will never get out of it just by going through the action. He said, no, be very clear. Desire are like insatiable fire. That means it cannot be satisfied. So he said, patterns need not be entertained. Just don't entertain the patterns. If you entertain the patterns of greed, for instance, you will never be, satisfied, because you continue to make you run for the next desire, next thing, let's say greed for something, next greed will keep popping out, you never stop, right? So the thought, say, I'm caught with this one engram and I will come out with it if only I getting into it. It's just a justification of your cunning mind. See, some mind will say, oh, let me just go through it so that I can come out of it. No, he said, your justification is not going to be heard by the cosmos. Cosmos only see the straight truth. So don't try to use your cunning mind to say, oh, let me just go through it and let me be fulfilled with it. By going through by satisfying myself, entertaining the pattern. Next slide. Next slide. Sorry, make sure. Yeah. So he say, desire are never satisfied by going into it. The action of satisfying the desire does not give you fulfillment. Understand, this is one of the misconceptions that people think. To satisfy your desire, just go through the action. Say no. Do not put the pattern off. This does not put the pattern off. This is one of the oldest myths with which human beings live, thinking that you can come out of the pattern through the action. Say no desire, no pattern can be fulfilled by going through the act. In fact, this Manu is one enlightened master who outlined a lot of scriptures to guide seekers. He says very beautifully, desire is never extinguished by the enjoyment of the desired object. So don't think by going through the enjoyment you will be able to get out of it. You only grow stronger, you only strengthen that desire, right? So like the fire fed with clarified butter, the ghee, when you feed ghee, you throw ghee into the fire, what happens? Boom, more intense it burn, right? So the action does not get fulfilled by the pattern. And when the pattern is discovered, the most intelligent thing to do is drop it. Just drop the pattern. Don't entertain or go through the action. Understand? Because by going through the action, first, you don't get the fulfillment. You're never going to feel fulfilled. Next, you're not going to get out of that pattern of desire, because you only keep strengthening that pattern, giving more life to the pattern rather than coming out of the pattern. He said, just drop it. Dropping it is the real thing that will really stop the whole thing from like a vicious cycle. Break the vicious cycle. Okay? So, next slide. So contemplate on this insight. Ask any question if you have. If you are able to cognize from what Swamiji said about this, okay, Basically, desire are like insatiable fire, means can never be satisfied. So which means by going through the action of enjoyment is never going to help you to come out of any of these patterns of desire. You have to drop it, break it. So that is the most intelligent way to move on. Okay? Any question? Thumbs up, you're tracking with me? Yes? Make sense? Yes? Okay, great. Let's do the third insight. Okay, here's the third insight. He says, your emotion can change your DNA. Oh, wow. Do you know that? Your emotion can change your DNA. So, what does it mean? Let's listen to what Swamiji said. He said that I read an article about a scientist and researcher. His name is called Greg Brandon. Okay, this researcher is scientist also, Greg Brandon, who has presented an interesting research paper on how our emotions are powerful enough to change our very DNA structure. He gives evidence of how the very size of the DNA changes in the presence of a different emotions. Okay, emotion changes your DNA. How is the connection established? So, in this experiment by this great Brandon, this scientist, he found that in the presence of emotion like gratitude, love, appreciation, okay, these kind of very universal positive emotion, the DNA responds by relaxing, actually becoming longer. The whole DNA, DNA is like a string, right? So it becomes longer. So please understand, say when you do Guru Puja, for instance, when you offer your Guru Puja every morning to the Guru, let's say for an hour, you do a long version, right? And sit with him in soaking into in Guru Bhakti, in devotion. Your DNA relaxes and becomes longer because you are in the mood of gratitude. You're in a mood of love and appreciation. Okay? So by that, your DNA changes when you offer Guru Puja. Next slide. So even keeping the DNA in this state for an hour a day is way too much. He said, you will be able to live at least 130 years. Can you please don't? Can you don't fiddle with that? Because you're disrupting the class. Put aside the phone, please. Yeah. He says that when you every day, if you spend 1 hour in that state of devotion, in that positive emotion of love, appreciation, gratitude, he say you will live 130 years easily. You will increase your longevity. He said even just 21 minutes of love and appreciation, which is one energy cycle. Remember, every 21 minutes makes up of one energy cycle. It's more than enough to keep you in that experience for the whole day. Let's say in that 21 minutes when you offer the Guru Puja and you sit in that deep devotion and appreciation and gratitude, understand that feeling is enough to last you for the whole day. When you go and work, you get battered outside by other negative energy or people around your workplace. You keep you in such a high emotion and high positive space. So any emotion which stay in you for one energy cycle becomes the loudest voice in your system. Understand? It becomes the loudest voice in your system. Once you have started your day with this kind of positive cycle, you cannot allow or maintain even the worst hatred or the enmity for one cycle in a day. Even if you try, it will not be there. So naturally, this kind of gratitude, love and appreciation becomes the loudest information, actions, voice of your system. So that is why Swamiji prescribed certain spiritual routine on a daily basis, starting by building a healthy yogic body with the yoga, meditation or unclutching. Then after that you take a bath, go and offer the Guru Puja, which is again tuning yourself to this high space of gratitude, love and appreciation, compassion. By doing that on a daily basis, the very act of doing that will change your DNA structure. You will relax you and you become much more, I would say, not only life positive, you also make you live long. You extend your lifespan. Okay? So those of you who still haven't done your Guru Puja on a daily basis, start now. The Guru Puja is not just a ritual. It is actually the time where you, again, connect with the source, the cosmos. Connect with that emotions of gratitude, love, and appreciation. Okay, so next slide. So if you can maintain just this one thing and nothing else, your immune system will constantly be programmed and strengthened. You can easily live 130 years old. Easily. So somebody say, I'll say, wow, look like we're all going to live at least 130 years. When Kai, my son, scared, he said, I will live easily 150 years. I said, oh my God, I heard of, are you sure so long? I'm not sure I will live that long. He said, yeah. I said, how come? Now I understand. Because the lifestyle that Swamiji prescribed, I will definitely easily live more than 130 years. Kai said 150 easily. Surely have to do a lot of work. So maybe it looks like too big of a promise, but I tell you, Swamiji said, it is the truth. It is supported by science. What science is now saying, I'm translating with my experience. So start practicing the higher human emotions such as love, gratitude, and reprogram your system with higher way of existing. You'll see that your health will improve. Not only that, your life will change, and even the world around you will change completely when you start changing the kind of emotions you entertain, the emotion that you hold within you towards whether gratitude, whether it's love, compassion. The whole thing will change the different dimension of your health, life, and even the world you're seeing around you will also be changed, because outer world is nothing but a projection of your inner world, right? Your inner space, how you feel, it projects to the outer world. So if you are feeling lots of love, compassion, appreciation, gratitude, naturally your life as a projection of that space you hold for yourself will also manifest in this dimension. You will attract the people, incident based on this space that you hold. Understand? That's why Swamiji said your emotion can change your DNA structure, lengthen the DNA and make you live long. Any question? Next slide. Contemplate on this. Ask if you have any question. Does it make sense to all of you? Scientifically, it makes sense? Yes? Give me thumbs up. You cognize how white people are long life. White people have, they already kaput by 40 years old or 50 years old. See, if Swamiji once said that human being can live up to 300 years old. Quite common in Himalayas, in some part of India, where certain tribes, the people live 300 years old in Himalayas or in Tibet, all that. And for us to see in Singapore, the mortality rate, right? If let's say on average maybe 80, 90, depending on what gender you are, female tend to live longer than male body. So let's say 80 or 70 to 80 is what is quite common, right? Generally, yeah. So the lifespan of Singaporean is about 70, 80 in Singapore. Okay. Now, if someone were to tell you that, oh, you can actually easily live 300 years old, you'll be like, huh? You'll be like unheard of, because they don't know the science how to live that long. For the kind of lifestyle we kind of accepted by the society that if you live 70, 80 years old, you live a good life already, right? You didn't die at 40, 50 years old. But what we don't know is like for the people who are living in for this like 300 years old, they will think that, huh, you only live not even half of what we are living. You're still very young and you die young, right? So it's all the context is very different. If you believe that, oh, our lifespan is 70 and 80 years old, you are waiting for that to happen only. You think that, oh, that's enough, I don't want to live any more longer. But the truth is, your potential is you could live up to 300 years old for human being. But of course, if you did live that long, make sure you're contributing, not becoming a burden to the planet Earth or to the system, right? Nobody wants to be a burden. If you are very much contributing to the humanity, the collective consciousness, living long is actually a good thing, because the planet Earth needs you. Planet wants to have you to, whether it's in the form of knowledge or experience, to transmit to the younger generation. Okay? Next, the last click. Insight number 4. Are you in love? So this is the one that we talk about. Are you in love? So listen. It says, I'm giving you this scale to find out if you're in love or not. Okay? He said, in a relationship, when you're really in love, money becomes useless. You don't talk about money. I tell you, suddenly money loses its power over you. Money will look fake or useless. It will not matter to your life anymore. If you feel that, only then you are in love. Okay? If you feel that money is no longer important, then that means you are in love. So he said, I'm not saying that when you're in love, you will throw away all the money in the street like crazy, like confetti, and just drop notes in the street. No, he said, no, that's not what he meant. He said, but suddenly you thought, see, your thought is not centered on money anymore. You are no longer calculative. You're no longer splitting hairs with someone who say, okay, you pay this, I pay this. No, you no longer become so calculative on money. Okay? It is centered on the other person, not money, not how much the person is bringing in, how much I'm contributing, etc., etc. Money no longer become the main focus of the relationship or the discussion. So man has two centric way of thinking, money centric or fulfillment centric. So either you are fulfillment centric or you're money centric. When you are in love, fulfillment centric, the fulfillment center is awakened. You only seek fulfillment. It does not let you think about money or about the future security when you're in love. When people are in love, you don't think so much. You see the youngsters, they say, oh, I'm in love. They don't think too much. You may sometimes think that it's a bit impractical, right? For people who are very logical and very intellectual. Next slide. Okay. So I always tell people, Swamiji said, that if you have one question about future security, then you are not in love. You have not experienced love. When that fear disappears from your inner space, even your sweat will not smell. Understand? What makes your sweat smell, besides poor diet and wrong diet, or you know how people who eat non-veg food, they have smelly body and smelly sweat. But he said, this is also when you're in love, your sweat will not smell, because the fear or the insecurity will disappear from inner space. Then you don't smell at all. Okay, this is so interesting insight. I was like, oh wow. So you can imagine the smelly people. had deep insecurity about money. So there will be a beautiful ananaganda around you. Say the anaganda is the spot between anahata, your heart center, and your navel chakra. Between the heart, around the solar plexus region. See, ananaganda is a spot where 7 energy centers, the 7 chakras merge into that spot. It's called ananaganda. It's like the gateway to the cosmos. He say there will be a beautiful ananaganda around you, the fragrance of love, the fragrance of bliss, which puts anyone who comes in your breathing space into that same state. So when you radiate that love, I don't mean just male and female kind of love, that kind of costless love. When you're in love with life, in love with yourself, in love with everything, your anaganda will be operating and you'll be in bliss. And if anyone who comes to your breathing space will experience the state. This is not just a yogic quality, understand? This is not, oh, you must train your body in yoga, then you get that kind of experience or get that kind of quality, to radiate that kind of quality. Say no. Even ordinarily, for ordinary common man, when you are in love, the concept of insecurity will suddenly disappear. It loses its power over you. The concept of money will just disappear. You will start thinking from the fulfillment center, feeling the fulfillment. Feeling fulfilled will be the main motivation or main driver. Next slide. So at least once in your life, Swamiji said, once in your life, you should experience the space where money just suddenly loses its power over you. It means loosen your clutching to money as a security. Understand? Many people feel that, oh, to have money makes them feel secure. Without money, they feel insecure. So he said, at least once in a lifetime, you should experience this space where money is no longer important. It has no power over you. If you feel that, only then you are in love. You know what it means by being in love. Understand this one thing. When your love is awakened, suddenly your thinking becomes fulfillment-based, fulfillment-centric, and insecurity fades away. The way to get yourself out of the fear and insecurity is to be in love. Understand? So that is the secret Swamiji is giving. So say when you cannot even fall in ordinary human love, that means between man and woman, the kind of ordinary human love, you cannot fall in the ultimate divine love. You cannot understand divine love. You cannot open that channel unless you can experience the ordinary human love, where money is no longer the subject of discussion. Only with ultimate divine love can the patterns be completely broken and melted. So divine love is the energy that breaks all your patterns. Only love can break all your hardcore patterns. Understand? But you need to experience the divine love. The divine love can only be experienced when you even have ordinary love where money is not a matter. Understand? At least take one baby step. That's why I remember once, one disciple asked, is it Ramakrishna? I think it's Ramakrishna, okay? Paramahamsa. He said, he's a monk, he's a sannyas. He said, he wants to get enlightened, something like that. And then he said, then Ramakrishna asked you, have you been in love before? He said, what? I'm a sannyasi. How can I be in love? Then the Ramakrishna said, when you haven't even experienced this ordinary love, how can you even experience the divine love? Go and experience that, then you can come back. So understand, you enter into the patternless space where you live from freedom to freedom, move from freedom to more freedom. Your actions are from freedom to freedom. Okay? So where you're doing is freedom to more and more expansion into freedom. And your being is completely in freedom. Understand? That is the space of the divine love where everything is just powerful. Everything is not clutched. There's no fear nor insecurity. You're just operating from the ultimate freedom, total freedom. So that is the space when you are in love with the divine. Before you can even comprehend, experience divine love, at least experience the ordinary human love. It doesn't mean it has to be male and female. It can be mother to child. Understand? Brother and sister. That kind of human level love, but need not be man and woman love. It can be just sibling, it can be father, mother, kind of love, parents love, etc. Or even mother to a child. Understand? From a ordinary human love, where you can experience completely that kind of love without the fear or insecurity of money. Understand? Give me a thumbs up if you are able to understand what I'm saying from Swamiji's insight. Okay, next slide. So contemplate in your life, whenever money has come into the picture, be very clear, you are not in love with the other person. Because when love happens, you will be looking at fulfillment. Fulfillment will be your most important motivation. How to experience fulfillment in that relationship, whether it's mother and child, parents and son, or parent and daughter, or siblings, etc. Understand? Okay? So look inside in your life. If this insight help you to understand how whenever money comes into the relationship makes you fall out of love. When money becomes the talking point, the sensitive part, no more love. Move from the practical, move from the being in love to the practical of being insecure. I've seen, even with my parents, whenever money becomes a struggle, a fight between them, you just know there's no love. It's just, I only see violence. Okay, so all of you, if you can understand these four insight, next slide. Okay, so I've already shared these four very powerful clicks, which is gifted by Swamiji. We're going to sit for a few minutes to internalize these four powerful cognitions, okay? For a few minutes. See, for you to understand and settle inside and become part of your cognition, this needs some kind of internalization. Internalize it. So maybe for Paramashivam, you just quickly wish through the title of these four clicks. Okay, go to the front. Go to the front. Okay, so the first click. Okay, first click is Guru's grace or self-effort. Okay, so that is the first click. The second click is about desire are like insatiable fire. So never entertain desire. Next slide. Your emotion can change your DNA. So Then the question is, what emotion are you nourishing, entertaining? Okay. Fourth, are you in love? How to be in love? How to be in divine love? Okay. So now I'm going to let's contemplate for next few minutes. Okay, I'm going to play the Mahavakya. So all of you just sit with the eyes closed and allow these 4 insights from Swamiji to become your biomemory, become part of the cognition, biomemory, moving on. So that in future, whenever you encounter anything in your life, you will know these powerful cognition will come out to guide you. Close your eyes now. Sit, contemplate, internalize these 4 insights.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Nithyananda.
Relax, you can open your eyes now. So, anyone have any additional clicks that you want to share to this contemplation? See, understanding the insight is one thing. What decision you make with this insight matters, right? How you're going to live your life after knowing this truth. What is your strategy? That means, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Some people can be given the truth, but they don't want to decide. You will never be part of that, right? So, like for my case, the first insight about Guru's grace and self-effort, that is something I know that once ever I'm in the Guru's grace, I will continue with my self-effort so that I can continue to enjoy the Guru's grace. I will never stop putting myself, giving myself, that means doing all the work, the effort that I need to do so that I can continue to enjoy the Guru's grace. So that is for me. There's no question of relaxing in your self-effort. Okay. Now then the question of desire. How can we how to handle desire that gives me a powerful click? Like, for instance, do I entertain and how do I drop it? So that is the decision I want to make for whatever desire that comes. Do I drop this desire or do I entertain it? Because knowing that it is an insatiable fire. Then the third question is, what kind of emotion, which I want to feel relaxed and continue to change my DNA structure, right? Or the universal, emotion, whether it's love, compassion, gratitude, being in joy, being in bliss, all these are the emotion that keeps you in the high frequency. So that whenever you fall into powerlessness, fall into low mood, anger, all this, the next thing you remember, okay, come back to the right emotion, the positive emotion, which is what we want to be. And then lastly, am I in love? Of course, I'm in love all the time. What money? Okay, I just manifest if I need. I don't really care. Money has no longer become the bearing for me. If I have it, I enjoy it. But if I don't, I just manifest. That's it. Even I remember one powerful commission solution. Remember, even it's taken away, you can recreate it. I was like, wow, yeah. Even it's taken away, that means somebody cheated you, you can recreate it. So there's no need to feel bad. So with that, I hope you enjoyed today's session. I'm going to conclude now with the Puna mantra. Oh, let's finish the last couple of slides. So once again, this new season of Paramashivam just started on Sunday. Sunday just passed. So please come for daily darshan because Swamiji is doing initiations every day, especially for people who want to manifest different thing in life. You can come for daily initiation. Okay, so don't miss it. Next slide. And he's also giving live satsang. Okay, so so this is what we already started. So that's it. Shall we end with the Puna mantra? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saubam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paruka Paramastu Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyananda. We can share your clicks and experience in the group. Okay. So with that, I'm just going to leave the room now. You can stop the live streams.